From the state a chance to talk about collecting passes and things like that. I want to remind you at the end of this talk, we will close the silent auction. Now, if Jarmila goes over time, we will extend the silent auction for 10 minutes after she quits. Now, if she goes under time, the silent auction will be closed still at 10 minutes after she quits, unless it's before 4 o'clock, in which case it'll be 4 o'clock. So, it will be at 4 o'clock or after if Jarmila goes over. Where's Mike? Well, there he is, right there. Let's see, what other announcements do we have while we're here? Are there some folks from the Elgin Museum here? There are not, but I would like to announce that next year the open house, Mason Creek Open House, will be hosted by the Elgin Museum. We'll see if we can get out maps to you early on that. I'm sorry they're not here today. It gives me a certain level of anxiety, but we'll keep you informed as to the progress on that. The other thing I'd like to mention is make sure to get upstairs. There are a lot of folks up there who have wonderful abilities to identify those odd and unusual things you may have. You can also see some wonderful collections up there. So make sure you get up to the second floor. And there are still plenty of refreshments on the third floor. So at this point, I think I would like to thank Mike Henderson as a representative of the Murphy Museum for their very kind hospitality here today. Mike, thank you. Now, Mike has the lucky opportunity of introducing someone who I suspect on the inside is about 14 years old. But she does have her PhD, so Mike, you're up.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Dr. Jarmila Peck. She is an entomologist, a paleoentomologist, excuse me. She is at Carleton University in Ottawa, Ontario, and has done some wonderful papers on Mazon Creek fossils and on the origin of insect wings. So, Dr. Jarmila Peck.
Thank you. I was sort of thinking what everybody will be interested in, and then I thought you guys would like to know how the how the fossils are collected in Azure cavities and how they look like. I started working with fossils at Charles University in Prague when I was a young student. My major professor was working with stegocephalians, and the Czech Republic was very geologically diverse. And in Moravia there is a long, about 200 miles long furrow, and this furrow is there since the Proterozoic, since the Precambrian. And in the lower Permian, this furrow changed into a canyon. And in this canyon, on the bottom, there was a system of little lakes, and the stegocephalians, which are amphibians, were living in them, and I was his assistant, and we went to look for stegocephalians. And voila, I broke a rod, and he was cockroach. Beautiful cockroaches, chestnut-like color, this wonderful wing, and I was in love. So that's what I had to do. I went to the Professor Speda and said, please, can I work with insects? There's this cockroaches in my field. And he said, sure, just take it. And that was the beginning of it. I was, working in this Boskovice furrow, and I amassed about 3,000 of insects. there was a very interesting phenomenon because it was a deep canyon and protected against drying out, which in Permian, as you probably know, there were mostly deserts. But because it was deep, there was basically carboniferous at the bottom of the canyon. There were ferns and you know, really this luscious big fauna, and some relics of these big carboniferous dragonflies and Paradictyoptera. But because there was this cascade of these little lakes, I would get only pieces of wings and nothing more. Besides, there were freshwater sharks. The sharks came from freshwater, there were sharks. There were plenty of freshwater fish, and all of them went, of course, after my wonderful insects. So you never were able, almost never found a body, because the body is a nice bag of protein, so they snag the body much, and what they spit out are the wings. So I started working with the wings. And soon I discovered that the wings were supposed to evolve from as a projection of the skeleton. Yeah. Gosh, it never happened. It just never happened. Never ever it happened that the skeleton would send out a projection, and then the projection gets a happy thought. Aha! I have to move and start moving and change into a moving organ. So I thought, oh gee, I really would like to work with these things. And I really wanted to work with these wings on this big carboniferous insects. May I have the first slide, please? No, this is not the first slide. That's much better, thank you very much. Why? You see, especially the most romantic was the big Meganeura, right? This is the mighty Meganeura, which is 75 centimeters in stretch. About like that, but larger, right? I also like to underline it. And here I was in a communistic country and unable to get out. So I had to basically wait for some years and publish my little wings, Permian wings from the Boskovice for I forgot to tell you that there was carboniferous at the bottom of the canyon and there was Permian on the slopes. And whenever there was a storm, I got Permian, but because the storm would take the dry, loving vegetation from the slopes, plus knock down the insects which were in the drier parts. So I went from the large fragments from the large carboniferous fauna into the more compact insects of the Permian fauna, etc. Always with debris and always only wings. So I was publishing on it, and I caught the eye of Professor Carpenter from Harvard University. And he invited me to meet in Paris, Muséum d'Histoire Naturelle Louis Buffon, where they had these huge, actually this Meganeura comes from that. That was their main, already from the end of the last century. They had these. Why from the end of the last century? That's a specialty that you might not know, because you are modern people. In the olden days, they were taking out the coal from the mine by hand. There were these little carts And they would take pieces of coal and put them into the cart and push them outside. Now, the gentleman paleontologist would come and would say to the workers, okay, because the insects and fossil plants were always just in the ceiling of the seam, of the coal seam. Say, okay, you slow down your production, and you take the slabs from the ceiling, put them into a cart, and cart them outside, and stop them for me, and here is your monetary reward. And this way, the most wonderful collection of these big monsters were done this way, because the nature of the rock, of the ceiling of the coal seam, it's a very firm stone which does not split, and so it comes in real borders. And as they would take them out with the cart, they had to leave them out sometimes 2, 3, 4 years, and after that the paleontologists would come and break them up, and you get these monsters. Sometimes with very little damage. But nowadays, you see, I knew about this method, and so in Moravia there were these mines in Ostrava. So I went there and I talk all my way into going into the shaft. It is living hell. I mean, they say, oh sure, yeah, they really enjoyed it. So I got all these paraphernalia, and they took me because in Ostrava there was Namirian, there were several very wonderfully preserved big insects from the olden days. So I thought, gee, I might get them too, because they are always in the ceiling. So I knew exactly where they were. And so I would go there, and so imagine such an image. There is a corridor, and there will be 5 men standing one next to each other, and each of one would have this heavy pneumatic, I don't know how it's called, this drill, pneumatic drill. It's a deafening noise. You are behind them, and when they advance, or say 2 yards, they go away, and they remove the wooden supports, and you hear a crash, and the ceiling with the insects crashing down. Then they would put the supports like that, and they will fence it in. So you are now supposed to come, and in this terrible noise, the coal dust so dense that you can't see your hand in front of your eyes, and you are supposed to remove the boulders which are behind the fence of walls, thick like this. So I sort of waddled to them and started pulling out the stones. It is so precariously balanced that you remove a stone which is large like this with much effort, and or you start rolling boulders like this, yeah. So I saw that it's absolutely impossible to look for insects in a modern industrialized mine. So I asked what it will cost if they just would remove the ceiling, as they did it for these old paleontologists in the last century. And they said, so that will take that will stop the production for this many minutes, and it will cost, well, it was in tens of thousands of dollars, absolutely excluded. So I came to the conclusion that whatever was found in these monsters in the mines in the last century and till about 1950, that's it. Yeah. and it really has to be protected with your life because it will never ever be found again. Yeah. So, and in the Paris Museum, this is exactly what they have. It comes from commentary from deep down, I don't know, 300, 400 yards down. And so Dr. Carpenter and I came to the, it's a wonderful collection, came to the collection of this venerable museum. The collection was covered with about that much of dust. Yeah, nobody was looking after it. Oh, it was just absolute disaster. And we were working with the Parodictyoptera, and it was wonderful. So the Parodictyoptera from Commentary look like this. Yeah. They are beautifully, they were beautifully colored. Of course, you don't have color, but you have a wonderful pattern. So I just brought you a few of the examples how this pattern looks like. Of course, the pattern is not there for nothing. It is a camouflage, right? They were living in a forest which had a rich play of light and shade, and when they had a pattern like this, they were invisible or less visible. So you see, you always have this pattern of leaves and light. See, they are really, these are beautiful. These must have been as beautiful as butterflies. And usually about that big. Yeah, or bigger. Yeah. This one is the largest, the upper one is the largest Parodictyoptera wing I know.